controversial take on The Rock skipping WrestleMania, The Rock returns to help Cena, Karrion Kross is leaving WWE immediately, Aleister Black's last text messages from Bray Wyatt, Gable Steveson allegedly rubbed people the wrong way in WWE, Dustin Rhodes shuts down WWE return rumors, why Cody Rhodes can't turn heel, why Seth Rollins isn't worried Paul Heyman will betray him, TKO CEO Ari Emanuel takes a massive pay cut. Let's dive right in. The Rock returns to help Cena. This year's Backlash Premium Live event will feature John Cena defending his undisputed WWE Championship against Randy Orton. The Viper attacked the franchise player on Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania, setting up a showdown at the upcoming event in St. Louis. As the 17-time world champion is a villain right now, he might need some allies on his side to possibly retain the undisputed WWE Championship. We will discuss 5 stars who can help John Cena retain his gold against Orton on May 10th, 2025. Number 1. Travis Scott might appear at Backlash to save John Cena. Travis Scott made an unexpected appearance at WrestleMania 41 and helped the Cenation leader dethrone Cody Rhodes as the undisputed WWE champion. The popular rapper also accompanied Cena and The Rock at Elimination Chamber 2025 when the trio shockingly assaulted Rhodes. It won't be a surprise if Travis makes his presence felt at Backlash and allows John Cena to retain the gold. Number 2. Drew McIntyre might join forces with The Rock and John Cena. Drew McIntyre recently mentioned John Cena on SmackDown. The Scotsman said he was supposed to go after the undisputed WWE title before Randy Orton inserted himself into the championship picture. However, before Mania, there was a possibility of McIntyre joining forces with The Rock and Cena. Given his remarkable relationship with the final boss, McIntyre might help the franchise player defeat the Legend Killer in the title bout at Backlash. This could lead to Drew officially joining forces with the Hollywood stars. Number 3. R-Truth might help the franchise player. R-Truth and John Cena were involved in a segment on this week's SmackDown where the former claimed to be a big fan of the Cenation leader. He also mentioned that Cena was the last real champion in front of Jimmy Uso. Due to his apparent loyalty towards Cena, Truth might help him retain the title at Backlash 2025. During the bout, R-Truth could show up and distract the Apex Predator, leading to Cena's victory. Number 4. The Rock. The Rock was notably absent from WWE WrestleMania 41. However, if Cena requires any help against Randy Orton at Backlash, the final boss might show up unannounced. The People's Champion might shock the world by making his presence felt during the contest. This could give an unfair advantage to Cena, resulting in his win. Number 5. Paul Heyman might bring a new twist to WWE Backlash 2025. Paul Heyman has already surprised everyone by joining hands with Seth Rollins. Meanwhile, Braun Breaker added another twist to the story by destroying Roman Reigns on the Raw after Mania. Fans might witness another surprise at Backlash if the Wiseman helps John Cena retain the title alongside his stablemates. WWE might use The Rock as the bridge between Cena and Heyman, allowing both storylines to merge in the future. The creative team could show that Rocky and the Wiseman were in cahoots since Elimination Chamber, and everything that happened in Las Vegas was part of their plan. Charlotte Flair's new major WWE character change after divorce. Charlotte Flair and Andrade were once very close and got married in 2022. They later divorced with everything finalized in October 2024. Now that Flair has finally opened up about the divorce, it seems she plans to change her WWE character in a noticeable way. Charlotte Flair recently talked to people about how she's been feeling after speaking out about her divorce. At 39, she said she felt a little exposed, but in a good way, stating that it feels like a weight has been lifted off her shoulders. Flair explained that she always felt like she had to be perfect when playing her character, and people didn't always see the real her. Now that she's opened up about her struggles, she feels free to be herself without worrying about what people might ask or think. She said it feels really good to finally be her true self. I felt a bit exposed. I think a weight has been lifted off my shoulders because Charlotte had to be so perfect and pristine all the time, and people couldn't separate the character and who I am in real life. So, getting all these things that have been really hard for me off of my chest, like, this is who I am, accept me. It feels like I don't have to, not necessarily hide, but I'm not worrying about, what's going to happen today? Or, in an interview, are they going to ask me and I'll have to pivot to something else? It's like, this is the authentic me, and it feels really good. Charlotte Flair said she wants to show fans more of her real self. After WrestleMania, she plans to bring more of her true personality, Ashley, into her character because she feels the Charlotte character isn't very relatable, even though she still admires it. Flair admitted that if she could be like her character in real life, she would, but in reality, she's more laid back, the kind of person who would rather be at home in sweatpants watching old episodes of Sex and the City. At this point in her career, she wants to pull back the curtain a little, showing fans that while she's been a tough and dominant figure for years, she also wants to connect with people more, like giving high fives to kids on her way to the ring. On the opposite side of WrestleMania, I think I will tap more into that and kind of try to bring me, Ashley, the real person, to Charlotte, because I do feel like Charlotte really isn't. The character I made is not relatable, Flair explained, adding that it's not for a lack of admiration toward her on-screen persona. If I could be Charlotte in my real life, I would, Flair said. In reality, if I wasn't here right now, I'd be in sweats watching old episodes of Sex and the City. But no, I feel like at this stage in my career, I'd like to pull the curtain back a little bit and show them like, hey, I've been this hardcore, dominant beat for however many years. But I'd like to also be able to high-five the kids as I walk down the aisle. Charlotte Flair would end up losing to Tiffany Stratton and fail to win the WWE Women's Championship despite her best efforts. Therefore, we'll have to wait and see how fans will react to her new character when she finally introduces it on WWE television. Karrion Kross is leaving WWE immediately. Backlash 2025 is the forthcoming WWE Premium Live event. The card for the show has not been fully announced. Meanwhile, due to recent developments, it seems that a match between AJ Styles and Karrion Kross is expected to occur at this PLE. However, after potentially losing to the phenomenal one at the upcoming show, Karrion Kross may leave WWE immediately. According to reports, the former NXT champion's contract with the Stamford-based promotion is set to expire this summer. Additionally, there is no update yet regarding the renewal of the contract between Kross and WWE. This raises the possibility of him leaving the company after Backlash PLE. At WrestleMania 41, the Herald of Doomsday tried to aid AJ Styles against Logan Paul by preventing the Maverick from using brass knuckles. However, this backfired on the veteran as he attacked Kross instead, leading to the YouTuber's victory. This expansion could likely result in Styles versus Kross at Backlash show. Furthermore, since the former world champion has already lost at Mania, there is certainly a chance that he will win at the upcoming PLE. It remains to be seen how things will unfold in the coming weeks and whether Triple H has any plans to re-sign Karrion Kross following his contract expiration. According to the latest reports, it seems that the game has plans to push the former NXT champion Karrion Kross in a unique manner. As per sources, the Stamford-based promotion intends to push Kross more outside the ring rather than in in-ring contests. This means that the WWE Universe will see more television time for Kross, but not see him immediately squashing stars in the squared circle. Also, fans have seen that World Wrestling Entertainment has featured the Herald of Doomsday in major segments, making it clear that Triple H intends to push him. This slow character development outside of the in-ring competition will allow the Chief Content Officer to eventually book Kross prominently in the squared circle as well. It's important to note that Kross was booked dominantly under Triple H during his NXT run. Overall, it will be interesting to see how the storyline unfolds next and how Triple H will book Karrion Kross as we head towards the next premium live event, WWE Backlash. Aleister Black's last text messages from Bray Wyatt. Aleister Black recently shared details of one of his last conversations with the late Bray Wyatt. Black recently made his WWE return and attacked The Miz in the process. Bray Wyatt passed away in August 2023, leaving the wrestling world shocked. He was 36 at the time of his passing. Wyatt was one of the most beloved stars in all of WWE and boasted a massive fan base as well. Aleister Black recently sat down with Wrestling the Rap Game and discussed his relationship with the late WWE star. Black opened up about one of the last messages that Wyatt sent him. Check out what he said. I grabbed my phone the other day and I was scrolling through my messages and I found one of my old conversations with him. I used to send him these messages with ideas and stuff, and one of the last things he ever said to me was, "Don't let them tell you who you are. Stand for what you stand for." At the time, I was mentally not doing great. I was like, this idea, that idea, what do you think I should go with? He's like, it doesn't matter. Just don't let them tell you what you need to do. You'll know what you need to do. Stand your ground and don't let them shake you into something you don't feel comfortable with. This is who you are and what you do, so stick to it. Black's AEW run left a lot to be desired. His WWE release in 2021 came as a shock to many, and his fans are beyond excited to see him back in the promotion after 4 years. Now that Aleister Black is going to wrestle under the Triple H-led creative regime on the main roster, it remains to be seen how he fares in the coming months. His fans would love to see the game give him a massive push on the main roster. Gable Steveson allegedly rubbed people the wrong way in WWE. Bishop Dyer, formerly Baron Corbin, is shedding new light on Gable Stevenson's short-lived WWE run, and it sounds like the Olympic gold medalist's attitude may have cost him big time. Speaking on Busted Open Radio, Dyer explained that while their NXT The Great American Bash 2023 match ended in a double countout, that wasn't the original plan. The original plan was for me to beat him, and then we were going to come back and do another one where there was a no finish. And then obviously in the end of it, he was going to murder me, Dyer revealed. According to Dyer, Steveson was hesitant about taking a loss in his debut, even though Dyer tried to explain why it could have helped him win over the fans. Obviously, that's an iconic feat to win a gold medal, let's put that out there. That is incredible, but this is a business of entertainment, and we want people to buy into you. Maybe you just have to take that L and go, I'm going to come back better. This is a different world. I'm new to this world. But what really hurt Steveson's future wasn't the booking. It was his backstage behavior. I mean, I'm just going to say, without putting too much out there, that he rubbed some people the wrong way. After that match, the way that went down, I think he lost a lot of opportunity, especially in that NXT building, Dyer admitted. After his match with Dyer, Steveson only worked a handful of live events and dark matches before being released by WWE in May 2024. WWE clearly had major plans for Gable Steveson at one point, but based on Dyer's comments, it seems internal frustrations may have sealed his fate far quicker than anyone expected. Do you think Gable Steveson could have survived in WWE if he handled things differently backstage? Dustin Rhodes shuts down WWE return rumors. Dustin Rhodes is making it crystal clear he's sticking with AEW until the end. After signing a multi-year extension with AEW back in December 2024, Dustin has repeatedly said he plans to finish his legendary career there. But that didn't stop one fan from stirring the pot on social media, suggesting that Dustin should return to WWE to wrap things up alongside his brother, Cody Rhodes. Dustin didn't hesitate to shut that idea down, replying bluntly, "Nope. AEW is where I will finish. Only place I have ever felt respected." Currently, Dustin is making the most of his AEW run. He's one half of the ROH Tag Team Champions alongside Sammy Guevara, and also holds the ROH six-man tag team titles with the Von Erichs, Marshall Von Erich and Ross Von Erich. Since joining AEW in 2019, he's found a home where he says respect finally matches his decades of contributions to the business. Dustin Rhodes isn't looking back, and he's not interested in a WWE send-off. Do you think Dustin Rhodes is making the right call by finishing his career in AEW? Why Cody Rhodes can't turn heel. After Cody Rhodes lost the undisputed WWE Championship at WrestleMania 41, some fans and experts have discussed him potentially turning heel. Wrestling veteran Vince Russo recently claimed the company has to wait at least 6 months to turn the American Nightmare into a villain. A week ago, Rhodes' undisputed WWE Championship reign ended after 378 days as he dropped the title to John Cena on the second night of WrestleMania 41. The 39-year-old former champion has since missed both Raw and SmackDown this week. While some suggested he might return as a heel, The Rock revealed on the Pat McAfee show that the idea of turning the American Nightmare into a villain was discussed before it was decided that Cena would be the one to flip. Speaking on the Coach and Bro show, Russo claimed a potential Rhodes heel turn must wait 6 months to a year at least, stating that doing it now would make Cena's character change mean nothing. You can't turn him heel now coming right off of the John Cena heel turn. You can't. You would need some space in between, Blake. At least 6 months to a year. You could not do it now, because then the Cena heel turn will mean nothing, he said. On his Not Some Wrestling podcast, analyst Sam Roberts discussed Cody Rhodes' potential next steps after losing the undisputed WWE Championship. He expressed his desire to see the American Nightmare go away for some time. The 41-year-old stated that Rhodes must also address being booed at the show of shows. It's been acknowledged on television by John Cena that he was booed. Cody has to address that. Cody can't turn into the modern John Cena that is being booed by half the audience. And it's okay because it was never okay when it happened to John Cena. It wasn't okay. It was a tough time for a lot of us, but I think Cody's going to be able to do that, he said. Why Seth Rollins isn't worried Paul Heyman will betray him. Paul Heyman betraying Roman Reigns and CM Punk to join Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 41 was a big surprise in the wrestling world. Even though Heyman has a history of turning on the people he works with, Rollins has now explained why he's not worried about that happening to him. While speaking on the Rich Eisen show, Seth Rollins explained why he isn't worried about Paul Heyman betraying him. He said their partnership is all about business, and that it's special because two of the smartest people in wrestling are working together to build the future. Rollins pointed out that Roman Reigns isn't around enough, and CM Punk can't be trusted, but he sees himself as someone who is both reliable and always there. He said Paul Heyman truly cares about wrestling and will always do what's best for the business, and so will he. Rollins also said he's smarter than Punk and Roman Reigns, so he's not worried about being betrayed or any drama. He's confident they have everything under control and is excited to see what happens next. This is a business relationship, and that's the thing. That's the beauty of it. I don't want to get too deep into it, but you've got the two greatest minds in the history of our industry coming together to create and push forward for the future of our industry. Roman Reigns ain't around enough. CM Punk's not reliable enough. I am both of those things. And Paul Heyman is dedicated to this industry. He will always do what is best for business, and so will I. And so I think that is a nice arrangement, you know? And I'm smarter than those two, Punk and Roman. So I'm not worried about any betrayals or any chaos like that. We've got this thing dialed in. I'm very excited to see where it leads. Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins were also joined by Braun Breaker as they all destroyed Roman Reigns and CM Punk on the April 21st edition of Monday Night Raw. Therefore, fans are excited to see how it all plays out in the coming weeks, as it's very clear WWE has big plans for them. What do you think about Seth Rollins trusting Paul Heyman? Do you believe this alliance will last, or is betrayal inevitable? TKO CEO Ari Emanuel takes a massive pay cut. Ari Emanuel is still cashing major checks, but not quite like he used to. According to Deadline, Emanuel's compensation as TKO CEO took a sharp dip in 2024, pulling in $18.1 million compared to a staggering $64.9 million in 2023. The numbers surfaced in the company's latest SEC proxy filing released on Friday. Even with that decrease, Emanuel's overall bank account didn't suffer. Thanks to several lucrative business moves, he still hauled in serious cash elsewhere. After taking Endeavor private and stepping down as CEO to become executive chairman of the newly renamed WME Group, Emanuel scored $173.8 million from that transaction alone. On top of that, he previously pocketed $308 million from Endeavor's 2021 IPO, most of it coming from stocks. While Emanuel's TKO paycheck shrank, TKO president and COO Mark Shapiro saw his fortunes soar. Shapiro's pay doubled, jumping from $16.1 million in 2023 to $32 million in 2024. Emanuel still holds the majority stake in TKO, the powerhouse behind both UFC and WWE, but his day-to-day role and his yearly payout looks a lot different now. Do you think Ari Emanuel's pay cut reflects where WWE and UFC are heading under TKO? A controversial take on The Rock skipping WrestleMania. Former WWE head writer Vince Russo recently dissected The Rock's absence from WrestleMania. The Hollywood star was not part of the week-long wrestling extravaganza this year. The John Cena-Cody Rhodes rivalry was built on The Rock orchestrating Cena's heel turn. At the Elimination Chamber, PLE, the final boss, aided by rapper Travis Scott and Cena, destroyed Cody and left him bleeding in the middle of the ring. However, he did not show up to WrestleMania during the climax of the main event between John and Cody. During the latest episode of Bro Down with host Mac Davis, Russo guessed that The Rock may have just not shown up despite being scheduled for an appearance. His opinion was based on the fact that there was WrestleMania-branded merchandise in the WWE store, indicating that the final boss would be in Las Vegas. In Vegas at the venue, the WWE merch stores, they were selling a shirt. So my question is it possible he no-showed? Is it possible the day off he told them, "I'm not coming"? Is it possible? During a podcast with Pat McAfee, the final boss clarified his position, stating that he wanted the spotlight on John Cena at WrestleMania. He felt Cena achieved an incredible feat, winning his 17th world title, and needed to be the face closing out the show.